Let's see how that works for me. All right, that's better. That is better. Okay, sorry about that. I got a few minutes of a late start. I was trying to get my Facebook Live page up so that I can get started. So, of course, I want to... Sorry about that, Periscopers. Having a little bit of technical difficulty over here, as you can see, but I'm going to get myself together just really shortly so I can bring you this great content that I have for you today that I would like to share. So I appreciate your patience and welcome, welcome, welcome. So today, as you may know, I wanted to present to you a new series that I have developed, and it's regarding some steps that you can take to clearly define your ultimate career goal. And I know that a lot of people truly and genuinely dislike their jobs. And I want to present some information to you today that will help you to become clearer about what it is that you really love and the kind of career that you ultimately desire for yourself. And again, you see I'm still trying to straighten up my video. So, welcome to those of you on Periscope and on Facebook Live who have joined me tonight. I appreciate your time and your attention for this important information that I want to bring to you. So come on in, say hi as you jump on to let me know that you're there. And so I want to encourage you that if you hear anything throughout the course of this video that really resonates with you, to please comment, of course, and you're also welcome to like and share this video with people that you think it might be of benefit to. I am Vashana Weatherspoon. I am a certified professional coach and trainer, helping to empower women to be happy, emotionally healthy, and to thrive. So as I mentioned, tonight is going to be the first part in a 4-part series on how to clearly define your ultimate career goal. And so we're just really going to, over the next few days, take a deep dive into that whole career exploration piece and how to go about it in a way where you come out with a career goal that really suits your interest and helps you to get what you really want out of the time that you spend in your job. So work is an important part of most people's lives. It gives you purpose, meaning, a sense of pride and self-worth if it's the right career choice. It also gives you an opportunity to make a meaningful contribution to society by sharing with the world your talents and your gifts and your skills, abilities, knowledge, and all the things that you bring to the table. Your work is an opportunity for you to really shine and to help to make the world a better place, whether you're someone who works in a corporation, maybe you work in a small business, or maybe you own your own business. Whatever it is and however it is that you contribute to the workforce, then ultimately you are bringing something to the table that helps to better the world. In fact, most people spend the majority of their awake hours at work. They could either be getting up to get ready for work, commuting to work, at work, commuting back home from work, or maybe when you get home, don't necessarily just turn off the switch. Some people still think about work and preparing for the next day and what lies ahead of them. So we spend a great deal amount of our time consumed with work. And the other thing is that for most of us, the majority of your really vital years are spent in the workforce. So considering these things, it's no wonder that people are continuously searching for more job satisfaction, more meaning, more fulfillment in their work and in their careers. And if you are one of those people, you are in the right place tonight. Because in this series, we are going to explore some of the factors to help you to clarify and to clearly define your ultimate career goal to bring more peace, joy, and harmony into your existence by making sure that what you're doing is well suited for who you are and all of those different things that you have to offer. So again, I want to take a second to welcome anyone who might have joined, or if you're going to be watching the replay of this video, I want to invite you to provide comments even after the fact, and to like and share if this information resonates with you, or if you feel that it could be of benefit to someone you know and love and care about. So I want to jump right in with point number 1, which is it's important to really evaluate the question, who am I? And that's important because there are many different layers to us as individuals. You have your personality, your value system, beliefs, your attitudes, your perceptions, and your personal attributes that sum up your true essence. And it is really important to have a good sense of all of these things when you're considering what you want to ultimately do, because they greatly influence what that ultimate goal or objective should be. The second, well, actually what I want to do before I jump to the second point is I want to just walk you through a quick little exercise to help you to get to the root of that. And what I would like to ask you to do is, and you don't have to do it at this moment, but maybe sometime later, if you aren't able to do it right now, is just get a piece of paper. And what I want you to do with that paper is to write, we're going to do some what is known as I am statements. And what you do is you are going to come up with 10 different statements that talk about who you are as a person, and not just the titles that you wear of a mother or of an employee, or whatever. There's so many different titles that we as individuals wear on a daily basis, but I want you to take these statements, and I don't want you to write in the things that I just mentioned. What I want you to write in are the attributes that sum up who you are at your true essence. So one might look like, just so you have an example of what you are to do when you get an opportunity to do this, is, for instance, I am joy. You could say I am love. So you're going to take your attributes and we want to put them, think of it from a perspective of looking at what verb could describe you, or as I said, what attribute, or what noun. What we really want to get to is what is the noun that describes you that is not a title. So you might be love, you might be inspiration, you might be helpfulness, you might at your core be inspiration, you might be motivation. There's just a number of things that you could fill in these I am statements with. But the reason why we want to do that, as I was mentioning, is that we really want to get to the root of who it is that you are, so that you can be very clear and present in that. And that will be the starting point for us moving forward over these next few days and figuring out what it is that you should identify as your ultimate career goal. So for right now, that's the assignment, to write your 10 I am statements. And when you get them done, you can review them and make sure that it's really something that resonates with you. And just hold them on the side, put them on the back burner, and we will come back to some of those things later on as we progress through this series. So step number 2 is consider what is it that makes you happy. And most of us, when we're considering a job or a career and what it is that we should do, this is probably one of the last things that we consider instead of one of the first things that we consider. Most people will think about, how much money does a job pay? Or is it a job that, that I can get? Is it close to me? Those kinds of things. We're so focused on getting a job and not necessarily getting the job that is the best fit for us as a person, so that we can bring our best to the job and eventually to the world, as I mentioned earlier. So you want to think about, what is it that motivates you? What is it that, makes you want to get out of the bed in the morning? What is it that makes you want to put in that extra time and see it through until the end? What excites you? What gives you a sense of pleasure or fulfillment or of purpose? What are those things that you are really passionate about? Those are the kind of things and the kind of questions, actually, that you want to be asking yourself as you think about what it is that you want to do ultimately as your career goal. And it's understandable that, sometimes you just need a job. You need a way to make money. But what I'm talking about today on this video series is not just about how to make money. It's about how to do the thing that you love to help you to make money, so that you can be the greatest expression of yourself. So we're really just trying to explore, what are you doing when you are at your best? Those are the things that we want to bring out, and we want to make sure that we are fully aware of. So I want to just take a quick break here and welcome people who have joined since we started. Today I started the first part of a 4-part series talking about what you really need to know to define your ultimate career goal. That's our topic for today. And we're starting with step number 3, which is to contemplate, what do I really want from my life? So what's my vision? What's my life vision? Not only my career vision, but what is my life vision? And it's important to consider this from all the different areas and aspects that make up a person's life. And I'll talk a little bit about what those different areas are that you should consider in a second. But for right now, what I want to say is that, your work is important, and we are using this as a lead topic, so to speak, in helping you to define your ultimate career goal, because ultimately, whatever type of work you choose for yourself, it influences all the different areas of your life. It will influence, whether or not you have time for social activities, because some jobs require more effort than others and more of your time commitment. Some jobs, of course, pay is a big thing that comes to mind, because if you make more, you can do more things, have more experiences, and if that kind of stuff is important to you, then you want to try to make sure you find a good fit that will help to support your life. Some people are really concerned about maybe their family or children, and they want to be at home when their kids get out of school. And so those are the kind of things you need to take into consideration, because you need to make sure that you're choosing a career that will allow for that, or that you are able to create some possibilities and potential in your new job or your next job that will allow you to be able to create the time to do those kinds of things. So really we're talking about in this step is what's most important to you. And we really want to draw on your value system and your beliefs and those things that help to guide and direct you as you move about your life and you make those important decisions about how to operate in it. And the final thing here is what helps you to honor those values. And those are the things that you want to be mindful of. You want to know those things up front, and you want to be able to come up with a way as you're crafting this next career move to be able to be in alignment with your belief systems and your value systems and all those different areas of your life, so that you can have a career that helps you to feel fulfilled and balanced and happy, and that you're making a meaningful, purposeful contribution. So I said I would go over those various areas of your life that you want to consider, and there's actually 8 of them in particular that I'd like you to consider. One is when you're talking about your work and your life vision and what you really want out of your life, think about in terms of personal development. How would you like to, what's your ideal vision for what your personal development aspect of your life would look like, your growth and development as an individual? Secondly, think about your spiritual awareness or development and what that would look like. How would a job play into that? Now, this would be especially important for people who are going into want to be a pastor or a minister of a church, or something to do with the religious community. But it's also important for us just as individuals, because when things are not going right, it really affects your spirit and your inner you. So just think about, as you're crafting that vision, what does your spiritual life look like, or the spiritual part of yourself? And that is not restricted to religion, but spiritual in a larger scale, and then of course religion can fall up under that. And then fun and enjoyment. How would you like that to look in your life? What is it that you want to be able to do and to experience for fun and to enjoy yourself when you're not working? What about your intimate and social relationships? What kind of relationships do you envision for yourself in the future? What kind do you have now? What changes would you like to make? And consider those things in creating that life vision. Another point would be your health and aging. So what's your ideal vision for your health currently? How would you like it to be in the future? And as you age, what does that look like for you? Personal finances. And I know this is the thing that immediately comes to mind for many people when they think about a career. And it's rightly so. You work because you need to make a living. You want to provide for yourself, and if you have a family, provide for your family, and to be able to do some of these things that we talked about earlier. So personal finance is important, and you want to figure out what are those personal finance goals that you would like to reach in your life, and factor that into creating your life vision. Of course, career and profession, and this is actually the thing that you do to earn you those finances to be able to make some of these things happen that we talked about. So that's what we're focusing on tonight, is that the whole career and profession piece, and how you create that ultimate career goal to bring you fulfillment in all of these different areas that we've discussed. And the final piece of that is the family and parenting. So in your family and parenting aspect of life, what does that look like for you? What's your ideal vision for that? And I gave an example about, people who want to be at home when their kids get from school, or, maybe you want to be a stay-at-home parent, but you want to work. So you have to consider all of those kinds of things and use that to create a larger vision for your life in general, which will really give you something to strive toward, and it'll help to shape and mold the direction that you go in when you're talking about what your ultimate career goal should be. So I want to go ahead and close. So as you can see, work is only a portion of what makes up a person's life. Therefore, it is important to consider your life in a holistic perspective when attempting to identify your ultimate career goal, and that's what we've just been talking about. So as I mentioned earlier, work takes up a considerable amount of time for most people. Thus, it is important to determine what you want to get out of your life to make sure that your work and career fit into that equation. After all, no one wants work just for the sake of having work, or at least most people don't want that. Most of us want work to make the other areas of our lives better and more enriched, and to be able to help others and to help the world in general. So whether you have been in your current career for many years, or if you are just starting out, gaining better perspective into what you are, the first exercise that we talked about, and what you want out of life is an excellent place to begin to define your ultimate career destination. So I want to recap before we end out tonight, and just for people who might just be joining, to let you know what we've been talking about. So our topic was what you really need to know to define your ultimate career goal. And the steps that we talked about was considering or contemplating, who am I? And there was an exercise that went along with that, where we assign nouns to the I am statements to get a sense of our true essence as a person and as an individual and a human being and a spiritual being. So step number 2 was, what makes me happy? And in step number 2, we were really looking for those things that motivates us, that gives us a sense of purpose and fulfillment. And step number 3 was, what do I really want from my life? So we were talking about how to create an ultimate life vision, which will help to guide you in determining your ultimate career goal. So that has been it for step 1 in this 4-step series on how to clearly define your ultimate career goal. I want to thank you for tuning in again, and I want to remind you to please like, share, and comment on this video. And if you're watching the replay, then please do the same. Please watch the video first and foremost, but also comment, like, and share if the information that I provided to you has been a benefit, or if you think that it could benefit someone that you know. I am Bashana Weatherspoon, a certified professional coach and trainer who helps to empower women to be happy, emotionally healthy, and to thrive. Please join me tomorrow for part 2 of this 4-part series on how to clearly define your ultimate career goal. If you missed any part of this segment, or if you are watching the replay, one last opportunity to remind you to please comment, like, and share. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now. Good night. There we go. At least I think there we go. No, that's not where I go.